So there's this video that's been responded to a fair few times by some bigger YouTubers. You may have seen V do it first, and then Andy Warski after him, and Chris. So this video is from Lily Singh, often known as the girl who tries too hard by PewDiePie when he roasted her. I still haven't found that video. Can anybody link me that video? Because I want to see that. That's funny. So anyway, she's also known as a Superwoman. There is no A. That's just how I imagine her saying it because she pronounces things weird. So she got a racist post like by a troll or some legit racist guy who really isn't worth anybody's time, but it was the perfect excuse for this shitstorm of a video. So join me as we delve into this rabbit hole of bourgeois madness.
You know, when something horrible happens in the world, you'll see the rise of two types of people. Number one, people who don't let fear divide them and instead choose to come together. And number two, racist idiots who don't deserve an internet connection.
Completely and utterly empty words. Like, what do you mean by that first thing, and what actually makes these people not like fear? And what makes them want to band together? Because aren't people innately tribal in some way or another? And wouldn't that therefore make them kind of racist in your ideological thinking? Also, that seems like a bit of a false dichotomy, because what about those people who aren't racist but also don't want to band together with everybody else in these troubling times that we apparently live in? I'm just wondering, because this is again, it's just empty words. You could call it sophistry.
And here's the thing, right? I just don't like when people are bad at things. If you're gonna be racist, at least do it right.
I don't know about you, but the best thing about racists is that they get shit wrong. So when you correct them, they get all awkward or they get angry. Like, I like people who aren't white but are racist and they call me white, so then I can turn around and say, nah, I'm mixed race, bitch. Because then what can they do? They either get angry or awkward and say, oh no, I just insulted the PLC. But you know, that's just my opinion. I like it when it's not right. I mean, it's imperfect. I think if it was right, it wouldn't have the effect. You wouldn't be able to do anything with it. You wouldn't be able to pwn it as hard as you could. But that's just my opinion. I guess this is subjective, right, people?
And look at this comment under my YouTube video.
What is it with these brown Americans? They always seem to just put on these faux accents, like YouTube videos. Like, what? You're not from the Bronx. You're not like a Latino from Puerto Rico. You're Indian or Pakistani or Arab, whatever you are. Like, please, just speak normally. Speak like a Canadian or American. I forget where she's actually from. I think she's actually from Canada or something, but she's brought up in America or lives there now. Like, YouTube, like you're clearly just some rich girl who doesn't talk like that in real life. Come on. Seriously, we don't do it over here.
Go back to your country, you terrorist Paki, Afghan Indian Muslim slut.
Come on, clearly that's a troll. It goes to all the ethnicities and religions that you could possibly be. Like, come on, really? You're gonna make a video about this when there's probably more posts that you could use? Seriously? It's like I could make an entire video on one post that I got recently from a male feminist, but I choose not to because he hung himself in his own comment. But hey, whatever. I guess I know what troll bait is.
Hashtag make America great again.
Again, it's clearly a troll. They're trying to use the Make America Great Again thing to troll you, to make it look like they're some kind of Trump supporter, so you go out and make videos like this, and the entertainment continues for these people. Come on, it's blatantly obvious. You normies, you really don't know what you put your heads into when you get into the internet spaces like this. Oh my god.
Now, I don't mean to discourage Merrick. Okay, he seems like a great guy. But your stupidity bothers me. Okay, first and foremost, let's make education great again. In fact, hello!
Oh, you must feel so smart, but really you come across as a smug bourgeois prick.
And welcome. We'll begin by taking attendance. Are you here? Of course you are. YouTube comments are how you feel validated.
YouTube comments is how I get my entertainment on a daily basis these days, I'll have you know. I don't do it for validation. I doubt trolls do it for validation either. They do it to fuck with you. Your smugness here in thinking that, yeah, I'm better than these people, I am superior to these people, I will educate these people on how to be racist to me, so then I can make videos about how racist they are. Yeah, that's gonna totally beat a troll. That's gonna beat an alt-right person who was like forged in the fires of 4chan's poll. Right, yeah, that's gonna stop him. That's gonna make him think, oh shit, let's get away from this girl. She's fiery. She's got the educations on me. God.
Today we're going to be taking a trip around the world, so you'll need to pack. It's probably been years since you've had the chance to use your passport, just like your penis.
Oh, intelligent. You know what? You deserve another clap on this side. Oh, intelligent. Oh, you haven't used your passport for a long time, like your penis. Yeah, like I've not heard the virgin joke or the you don't get sex all the time guy all the time. Yeah, I've not heard that before. That's such an incredibly intelligent comedic jibe at these people. Yeah, they totally will go running away now, screaming to Mother YouTube to ban you. Yeah, well done. You've won this roast. Oh, bloody hell. I'm roasting right now. Oh, I'm so hot. It's not the weather. It's these jibes, these jokes, man. Jesus.
But don't worry. This time, you'll actually take off.
Really, nigger?
To go back to my foreign country, we'll need to fly a long 45 minutes all the way back to Canada.
You know, what is it with Canadians? As soon as they go down south towards America, they become the most insufferable arseholes. It happened to Justin Bieber, it happened to Avril Lavigne for a little bit, Nickelback. Who else has... Well, the only person really who hasn't really been affected by that was William Shatner, who already was a bit of an arsehole, but he's a lovable arsehole. And Anita Sarkeesian, what is it with America? It just infects them with the virus and they become the most insufferable cunts. I mean, gosh darn it, you're from Canada. So, really, what they should have said was, you're a Canadian cook or something. Right? What's the difference? They're still complaining about some kind of foreign thing, right? Does it really matter?
But I'm assuming you thought my country was somewhere else. So let's fly across the world to the country of Paki Afghan, India. India is all the way over here, across the ocean. So unfortunately, you won't be able to drive your trailer there. Oh, Kofefe.
Is this about a troll, or is it just shaming the poor white Americans that you look down upon, who you see as racists, who have doomed you because you happen to be a rich brown person? Yeah, I see what this actually is. It's nothing more than you exercising your disdain of the plebs. It's really all it is. That troll was nothing more than an excuse in an exercise of 4 minutes of hate of the plebs that you look down upon for not voting the right way, right? Jesus, I think a lot of 19th and early 20th century philosophers and writers would be really down with you, like Virginia Woolf. What's the difference between you and her?
Once you board your flight, settle in. It's going to be a long journey. But that's okay, you can take a good rest. It must be so exhausting to walk right through airport security.
But wait, fat shaming? I thought that was a bad thing.
The aircraft you're flying will probably be a double-decker, which means it'll have about 300 to 400 people on board, which is approximately the same amount of people at Trump's inauguration.
You see, I find it very funny that you're trying to make it out that racism can only be something that happens on the right, when it happens on both sides. And you are exercising something quite similar, actually. You're showing not only your classist beliefs, but also your racist beliefs, because who actually lives in trailers? Which ethnicity tends to live in a trailer more than any other ethnicity? White people. You clearly don't like white people, specifically the poor white people who banked all of their dreams and desires and wants for jobs and security, etc. on Trump. And you're demonising those people for voting what you consider to be the wrong way. And you're demonising them because you think they're racist. But you wouldn't think they're racist if they voted for Hillary now, would you? No, wait. Yeah, still because they're white, remember? White people are all racist. This is really what it boils down to. And again, this troll account, it wouldn't surprise me if you wrote it yourself. I've heard some things. You've also been deleting a lot of comments, try and make it look like everybody agrees with you when they don't.
JK, that's an alternative fact.
How dare you sully the name of the artist formerly known as Spinosaurus Kin?
But you're probably used to those from watching so much Fox News.
Yeah, and I guess you're used to them too, constantly watching MSNBC and CNN, right? I mean, it's not like the mainstream media, whether it be left or right, is totally corrupt and only interested in agenda pushing, right?
Please note that we're not going to fly through the Bermuda Triangle because things mysteriously disappear there. In fact, that's probably where your education went.
Yeah, and you're showing a remarkable education yourself, just parroting the same old bullshit we hear again and again from the same old progressive news outlets and comedians and commentators. Yeah, you could totally think for yourself. You're totally intelligent. You know, smugness is not intelligence.
We're going to fly across the Atlantic Ocean, around Africa, and through this passageway that's very narrow. Just like your mind.
Coming from the person who hates poor people and white people. Really?
You may recognize some of these countries we're flying over as places immigrants come from to steal your jobs. Or just the same countries you steal oil from.
You know, isn't it funny that you said that education disappeared? Well, you clearly don't have a fucking clue about geography yourself, because Afghanistan doesn't have oil. It's just heroin. Well, opium, technically. And then Iraq, well, what oil? There's a reason why they invaded Kuwait in the first place 20 odd years ago. But hey, you know, whatever. Obviously the guy with the history degree who's not too bad at geography is clearly wrong. I need to check my white passing privilege, right?
Once we reach our destination, you'll notice that India, Pakistan, and Afghanistan are actually 3 separate countries.
See what I mean? Faux accents. She clearly doesn't speak like that. I don't think even her parents speak like that. But hey, whatever. Let's just roll with this. I'm pretty sure the guy mentioned that as a separate thing because he didn't actually know, or you pretended to not know what the ethnicity of you or nationality of you or the religion of you actually is. That's why he mentioned all those countries, right? So he knows that they're separate. That's just a Class B autism right there.
You silly American Aussie Brit.
What? How? At least that guy actually mentioned nationalities about you. You don't even know what this guy looks like. It was just like a YouTube version of an egg account. Like, really? Really?
When you land and are going through customs and they ask for your occupation, make sure you say trash can. And when they ask your date of birth, be sure to say 3000 BC.
Yeah, because obviously white people, poor white people, are nothing more than barbarians who live in the rubbish, and their mindset is obviously that of somebody who lived in 3000 BC, which is kind of funny because it's clear you don't know that in 3000 BC things were pretty barbaric all over the world, even in the civilized Mesopotamian area, like where you come from, which I assume is the subcontinent. They weren't anywhere near as developed yet. And what's also funny is that, again, showing your racism. So you're lecturing these people on racism while being racist yourself. You know, racism doesn't defeat racism, right? You do know that. I guess I shouldn't lecture you on this because it will just fall on deaf ears.
You effing caveman.
People didn't live in caves in 3000 BC. They lived in villages, or if you lived in Mesopotamia or any of those regions there in the Middle East, you lived in cities. Again, I have to educate you on this matter, don't I? And again, I love how not only is cavemen used as an insult against, well, usually white people, but really just against any of the uneducated, filthy masses they don't like. Not just used by people like Gazi Kodzo, who is a black supremacist, but also these so-called more moderate ones. They seem to love using that.
You'll notice right away that India is full of beautiful sights and culture. And I know what you're thinking. It probably smells like curry. And you know what? You're right. And it's delicious.
It's coriander, and actually it's more likely going to be smelling of shit because, as V said, they have shit streets, and they also wipe their hands rather than use toilet paper. Sorry, just because it's a country with billions of people and it's becoming more and more richer and more advanced, it's still quite backwards in many ways. The British didn't quite go full on with the whole project. Sorry.
And although there are approximately 175 million Muslims in India, there are approximately 2 billion in the whole world, which means if every Muslim was a terrorist, you wouldn't stand a goddamn chance.
My lady, there's 7 billion people in the world. They wouldn't stand a chance.
Good thing they're not. Now that we're here, the good news is your wife can save all that money she spends at tanning salons trying to look closer to my complexion.
You know, what is it with these social justice women of colour who just always do this? To browbeat these women down who are white, they have to say, oh, you just want to be like me when you tan. It's like, no. they want to look olive complexion, which is me when I'm not tanned. So yeah, they're not trying to look like you, they're trying to look like me. They're trying to look more like Italians and Spanish people and people who could just tan in general. It's a nice thing. You know why it's considered a nice look with white people? Because it shows that people have more of a vibrant, healthy look to them. Whereas in Asia, well, maybe not all of Asia, but most of Asia, they see that as somebody who works the fields. So you, my dude, would be considered a pleb back there. Sorry, it's the truth. I'd actually be considered royalty.
Quick travel tip. If you're going to India, they don't kill cows there, so there's no beef.
Yeah, no shit. We know this.
But don't worry, because if you kill anything, it'll be considered mental illness. So you're good.
Oh, so you're trying to say that when white people kill people, it's considered a mental illness, but when POCs do it, it's considered just a crime? You do realise right now that Russian Deadpool, I know I hate to bring this up, but hey, the bodies are cold now, so it's okay. He's a white man being arrested for first-degree murder despite using drugs and allegedly, even though it's probably been proven to be false now, suffering from mental illness and PTSD, allegedly. He is being tried for first-degree murder, and that means there's intent behind it. And there's loads of other people who've been tried for murder and mental illness hasn't been used as an excuse with their race at all. Funnily enough, I see constant excuse making from BLM whenever a thug gets shot and they go and protest it. Even though this person may have attacked the police or the police people may have had reason to shoot this person. Oh no, apparently all innocent, didn't do nothing wrong. Right, yeah. I like that just reversal of reality.
I hope you've enjoyed this trip to where you think I'm from, and I promise if I ever meet a genie, all 3 of my wishes will be for you to get an atlas. To be honest, whether I went back to my country of Pakistan, India, or even Canada, I don't see how that would benefit you, since my tax bracket helps pay for your kids' education.
See what I mean? This fucking entitlement, this bullshit bourgeois cunt is saying that you owe me. I pay for your education. Well, really? Seriously? Wow, that is just some fucking smugness of the first degree. Oh, I can't even respond to that. That just speaks for itself, people.
You're welcome, Timothy.
See, no wonder people don't like left-wingers anymore. No wonder people don't like the Democrats. No wonder you lost the election. No wonder the gap between the rich and the poor, not only is it wider than it's ever been, also the relations has never been better. In fact, it's been worse. No wonder, because of people like you. You do far more damage to relations in the West than those people living in trailers will ever do, because of your smug attitude, your bigotry, and the fact that you project all of that onto other people and you do nothing but spread this toxicity around in your echo chambers, who then try and force that onto other people with activism like Antifa and Black Lives Matter. Like, no wonder you lost. No wonder you now have to stand there and lecture these people, because ideologically there's nothing else you can do. You can't go there and concede points. You can't be honest. You can't do anything like that. You've got to browbeat them down, because this is what we do as authoritarian scumbags. Yeah, you know what? I'm glad you lost. I'm glad you're all being exposed as the bigots you are. And I'm glad that you're getting your comeuppance, because I guess this is what the world needs, right? Anyway, I've had enough. See you later.